Ariana Grande, because she's got a lot of thoughts, Emily, a lot of thoughts on Trump's bombing of Iran.
Sometimes I wonder if you can get juice from a potato.
And she has endorsed the AOC tweet saying that he should be impeached. And I think Ariana Grande should work on her own well-being and keep her constitutional thoughts to herself.
When you hear the name Ariana Grande, you probably think of chart-topping hits, sold-out concerts, and a global fan base hanging on her every note. But politics? That's not exactly where you'd expect her to make headlines. Yet this time, Ariana isn't making news for her music. She's stirring controversy for diving headfirst into one of the most explosive debates in America. And it's not going unnoticed. After publicly backing a fiery statement from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez calling for Donald Trump's impeachment, Grande has unleashed a wave of reactions. But one in particular stands out. Megyn Kelly, the sharp-tongued, no-nonsense news anchor, is firing back. And what she's saying has left fans stunned. And critics asking, is this feud just getting started?
I think that Ariana Grande needs to put more thought into how to add 1/2 an ounce of fat back onto her body than she does thinking about President Trump being impeached.
But before you decide where you stand, what Megyn said next will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Ariana Grande. Megyn Kelly didn't waste time getting straight to the point. And the way she did it? Brutal. She didn't just criticize Ariana for backing AOC's impeachment call. She tore apart the very idea that Ariana should be taken seriously in any political debate. Her reasoning? Kelly dragged the spotlight back to Grande's early days. Nickelodeon. Millions remember the bubbly, wide-eyed teenager playing silly roles on TV. But Kelly zeroed in on one moment, the now viral clip where Ariana, completely serious, wonders out loud if you can get juice from a potato.
Sometimes I wonder if you can get juice from a potato. Come on, give up the juice.
Yeah.
For Kelly, that wasn't just a joke from the past, it was a symbol. A reminder that Ariana's world was once made up of goofy, over-the-top TV skits, not complex constitutional law. But here's where things get even more complicated. Because Kelly wasn't done digging into Ariana's past. And what came next? It exposed a side of this pop star's history that many fans still refuse to talk about. What Megyn Kelly brought up next wasn't just a jab. It was a bombshell reminder of the darker side of Ariana Grande's early fame. She referenced Quiet on Set, the explosive documentary peeling back the curtain on what really happened behind the scenes at Nickelodeon. For years, the network sold a squeaky clean image. But now, whispers of exploitation, disturbing behavior, and shattered childhoods dominate the conversation.
I'm thirsty!
In another video, Ariana is pouring water on herself in what seems like a very sexual manner. And people started saying, this feels inappropriate for children.
Did that air on Nickelodeon?
Come on, give up the juice.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Ariana Grande was right in the middle of it all. Kelly pointed out that while millions remember the jokes and quirky moments, few have confronted what young stars like Ariana might have endured during those years. She hinted that the trauma from that environment, the manipulation, the exploitation, may have shaped more of Ariana's present-day actions than anyone realizes. But instead of sympathy, Kelly delivered a harsh verdict. If Ariana is still dealing with unresolved pain from those years, maybe it's time to focus on healing, not politics.
Obviously, she is in the middle of a crisis. I'm sorry, but this woman looks ill. She is beyond skinny. She looks dangerously thin.
Yet what really stirred the pot wasn't just the critique of Grande's childhood, it was the reminder that we've been here before. And the fallout wasn't pretty. What Megyn Kelly and her guest Emily Jashinsky warned next wasn't just about Ariana, it was a reminder that celebrity activism isn't new, and history shows how fast it can spiral. Jashinsky brought up the early 2000s. When Hollywood stars flooded the headlines with hot takes on the Iraq War, the world watched as famous faces became political pundits overnight, dividing audiences, stirring outrage, and turning concerts into battlegrounds for opinions. And if anyone's forgotten just how messy that got, enter the Dixie Chicks. Once America's country music darlings, the Dixie Chicks faced brutal backlash after criticizing President George W. Bush overseas. Fans didn't just disagree. They boycotted, they burned CDs, they erased them from radio stations. Jashinsky's point? This Ariana situation is heading down a familiar path. And the cultural backlash? It might be just getting started. But here's where it gets personal. Because what Megyn said next wasn't about politics or history, it was about Ariana herself and her health. And that had viewers doing a double take.
And I think Ariana Grande should work on her own well-being and keep her constitutional thoughts to herself.
Megyn Kelly didn't just attack Ariana's politics, she went for the jugular, raising alarms about the singer's very health. On camera, Kelly described Ariana as dangerously thin, saying she looked ill, and warning that someone needs to step in for an intervention. This wasn't snark or gossip. Kelly framed it as genuine concern for a young woman in the spotlight, caught in a public spiral. The contrast couldn't be clearer. While Ariana's vocal about politics, Kelly argued she should first focus on getting half an ounce of fat back on her body. It was a brutal, deeply personal critique that sent shockwaves through fans and critics alike. But the story wasn't over, because Kelly dug even deeper into Ariana's controversial past, and what she revealed next made many stop and question just how much they really know about the pop star's views on America itself. Megyn Kelly didn't hold back when she brought up a startling incident from Ariana's past, a moment that many fans would rather forget. Caught on camera years ago, Ariana was heard saying she hates Americans. Those words shocked a nation, sparking outrage and questions about her patriotism. Kelly used this clip to question whether Ariana's sudden dive into political activism is genuine or just another phase, especially when someone so publicly critical of her own country is now lecturing on American politics. This revelation wasn't just about a single remark. It raised a bigger question. Can someone who once dismissed an entire country truly speak for its people? And as if that wasn't enough, Kelly's next point cut even closer to the heart, urging Ariana to stop using politics as a distraction and face what really needs healing inside. After laying out her sharp critique, Megyn Kelly's tone took on a more serious, almost somber note. Instead of just firing political shots, she issued a heartfelt plea, not to Ariana's fans, but directly to the star herself. Kelly argued that Ariana's past struggles, from the grueling Nickelodeon days to personal battles behind the scenes, are far more pressing than any political statement she could make. These are the hidden wounds, the emotional scars we rarely see, yet they shape who Ariana is today. Megyn didn't mince words. Before stepping into the arena of constitutional debates or demanding presidential impeachments, Ariana should turn her energy inward. She should prioritize her own healing, physically, mentally, emotionally, instead of using politics as a stage to express frustration or gain attention. This wasn't just a call for self-care, it was a challenge, because healing isn't loud or flashy. It doesn't grab headlines or trend on social media. Healing is quiet, often messy, and deeply personal. And yet, it's exactly what Kelly believes Ariana needs most right now. A break from the chaos and controversy, a chance to rebuild, to find balance, and to face her own struggles away from the relentless spotlight. But just as it seemed this would be the closing note, the discussion veered sharply off course. Suddenly, the conversation shifted from pop culture and politics to something far bigger, an international economic shakeup that could impact millions, including viewers like you. Just when you thought this story was all about pop stars and politics, the focus suddenly zooms out to a much bigger stage, the global economy. Megyn Kelly introduced a looming event that could change the world's financial landscape forever. The upcoming BRICS summit on July 6th. That's the gathering of powerful nations like Russia, China, India, and Iran, plus a few others, who are plotting to challenge the long-standing dominance of the US dollar. For over 80 years, the US dollar has ruled as the world's primary currency, the backbone of global trade and finance. But now, whispers and reports suggest these countries are laying the groundwork to sideline the dollar, replacing it with new systems backed by gold and alternative currencies. The implications? Massive. Investors and everyday people alike could see the value of their savings and retirement accounts shaken to the core. Kelly warned viewers to be prepared, to diversify, protect their assets, and stay informed as this historic shift unfolds. But what does this sudden pivot have to do with Ariana Grande's political drama? That's the question that keeps viewers hooked. Because in a world where celebrity influence meets global power plays, everything might be connected. So, what can we take away from this whirlwind clash between Megyn Kelly and Ariana Grande and that looming global economic shakeup? It's a reminder that today's world is a complex web, where pop stars aren't just entertainers, and political debates aren't confined to the halls of government. Celebrity voices can influence millions, but as Kelly's harsh critique shows, not everyone agrees on how or when they should use that influence. At the same time, the global stage is shifting beneath our feet, with alliances like BRICS quietly preparing moves that could reshape economic power worldwide. For viewers, it raises a crucial question. In a world of headlines, soundbites, and viral moments, how do we separate meaningful truth from noise, and where do we put our attention? Is Ariana Grande's political activism a genuine call for change, or a distraction from personal struggles? And what happens when global forces collide with celebrity culture in the news cycle? These are questions worth thinking about, long after the camera stops rolling. To sum it up, Megyn Kelly's fiery takedown of Ariana Grande isn't just about one pop star's political opinions. It's a flashpoint in a larger conversation about celebrity influence, mental health, and the power struggles shaping our society today. From Nickelodeon sets to national politics, from personal battles to global economic threats, this story has everything that keeps us watching. Controversy, drama, and unexpected twists. What will happen next? Will Ariana respond? Could this feud escalate or quietly fade away? And how will the BRICS summit reshape the economic landscape right under our noses? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, Pop Flash will be here to bring you every update. Thanks for watching. If you found this video eye-opening, smash that subscribe button, like, and share it with friends who need to hear this. Stay sharp, stay curious, and we'll see you next time on Pop Flash.